We're in Texas, and there's nothing more Texas than a pickup truck. So we went resto mod. A little bit of old and a touch of new.
Then we put a carbureted LS motor in, making over 450 horsepower to that Richmond rear end that gets these 20s a-spinning.
And to stop all that power, we installed a set of 14-inch Willwood brakes.
While it aired, Misfit Garage was a hit, featuring a group of former Gas Monkey Garage employees looking to prove they could succeed without Richard Rawlings. With a mix of suspense, unique car builds, and the drama of being the underdogs, the show quickly gained momentum. However, the enthusiasm waned as internal conflicts began to plague the show. The once-coveted car restoration show lost its flair, eventually leading to its quiet exit from TV. So, what really happened to Misfit Garage? Let's dive into its rise and unexpected fall. After being fired from Gas Monkey Garage, the famous duo mechanic Tom Smith and Jordan Butler joined forces with fellow mechanic Thomas Weeks to launch Fired Up Garage, the actual name of the shop featured on Misfit Garage. Viewers were drawn to the show for several reasons, with the restoration narrative being a major factor. Fans of classic cars and restorations were captivated by the process of taking old, rundown vehicles and transforming them into custom-built masterpieces.
So we started with a rundown supermodel with a smoker's cough and sun damage and took it from this to one sleek, sexy, smooth riding machine.
The show's step-by-step breakdown of each car build, which highlighted the team's mechanical skills, creativity, and problem-solving abilities, quickly helped it gain a lot of gearheads as avid followers. Another key factor that kept viewers engaged was the dynamic personalities of the Fired Up Garage team. The crew, with their distinct characters and humor, brought a sense of connection to the show. Their light-hearted banter and occasional disagreements added just the right amount of drama, making the show both entertaining and relatable. In addition to the team's chemistry, the behind-the-scenes challenges also contributed to the show's appeal. Tight deadlines, financial pressures, and the departure of key team members created plenty of drama and uncertainty. This tension kept viewers hooked as they watched the Misfits navigate the ups and downs of running a garage. Also, the rivalry with Gas Monkey Garage, especially with Richard Rawlings, added an extra layer of excitement. Although some of the conflict may seem exaggerated, the competitive spirit between the two garages gives the show a dramatic edge that enhances the storyline. This rivalry created a sense of anticipation, with viewers eager to see how Fired Up Garage would measure up against their more established former employer. Safe to say, the perfect balance between car restorations, craftsmanship, and the entertaining dynamics of the team kept fans glued to the screen. Unfortunately, the excitement only lasted for a few seasons, as the once promising spin-off suddenly started losing momentum, leading to its eventual exit from the TV. Despite the show's exit, Misfit Garage undoubtedly left an impression on fans of car restoration shows. The team's zeal and willingness to take on unconventional projects ranked them on a par with other restoration shows, and the fans appreciated the garage's efforts to work on such diverse cars, from rare ones like the 440 Magnum Charger to some really badass pickup trucks. It was stuff like that that made the show a standout in the world of restorations before it started losing momentum.
It's a 440 Charger. They only made a handful of those in 1973.
You're gonna have to pull the hood pins to see if it's really a 440 car.
Brother, 440? This is a 440 Magnum Charger, the last of the breed.
No doubt, several factors contributed to the loss of momentum on Misfit Garage, but the most significant is the internal conflict between the team members. One of the biggest blows to the show came when Jordan Butler, one of the founders, exited the show during the 4th season. His departure followed disagreements over the introduction of new cast members and plans to relocate the shop. While many might see this as a norm, since many TV hosts quit shows for personal reasons, Jordan's exit was an eye-opener to what many fans missed. His exit exposed the issues going on behind the screen, the major problem, which was the pioneer to the fall of Misfit Garage. Although some fans argue that his departure might have been scripted, as it was a common theme for the founding duo to save their dismissal from TV shows. However, reliable reports suggest his exit was the result of a heated argument, which made it genuine. Being a key member of the show, Jordan's absence left a huge dent on the show's rating. Many of his fans felt left down, as he was a key figure and one of the driving forces that pulled gearheads to the show. With Jordan gone, Tom and Weeks were left to keep pushing, and you could tell that the absence of their friend changed the team's bond and operations. But Jordan Butler's departure from the show was just the beginning of the struggles. While Tom Smith and Thomas Weeks were strong personalities who kept fans entertained, the production company's decision to start rotating cast members featuring new faces and its inconsistency in releasing new episodes began to alienate the show's loyal fan base, which unfortunately made the show lose the appeal that initially drew viewers in. As if dealing with cast members' exits and inconsistent episode releases isn't enough, the show began to feel predictable. The initial suspense which made it stand out was lost, and as a result, Misfit Garage saw a steady drop in ratings over its later seasons. Without a compelling new direction, the show failed to maintain its early momentum. What made it worse was that during its run, there was a growing number of car-related reality shows with genuine and diverse content, which made it harder for Misfit Garage to stand out and made it an easy ride for fans to lose interest. Considering how Misfit Garage kick-started, there were speculations that Richard played a key role in the rise of the show. From the stage dismissal of its employees to the creation of the new show, while his presence might have drawn the required attention to the spinoff, his presence also casted a shadow over the show rather than help it thrive. To make matters worse, Richard was allegedly in charge of the show's finances, which gave him power to control how much money is spent on each car restoration, how money is spent on the garage, and how the show is marketed and publicized. The dependency most likely prevented Misfit Garage from carving out its own identity, making it feel more like an extension of Fast and Loud rather than a standalone show. The Richard Rawlings speculations meant only one thing, that the Misfit Garage might be scripted. The tension between Fired Up Garage and Gas Monkey Garage, particularly with Richard Rawlings, seemed exaggerated. The drama shifted focus away from genuine car restoration, which was the main reason many viewers tuned in. Instead of showcasing the real challenges of running a garage and restoring vehicles, the show often prioritized manufactured arguments and scenarios. As a result, fans grew tired and moved on to better alternatives. Meanwhile, since its final air date in 2018, the fans have been curious about the whereabouts of some of the cast members. Truth is, the majority of the cast of Misfit Garage have been relatively low-key since the show ended, but trust the internet to keep track of them all. Since the show's abrupt end, Tom Smith has largely kept a low public profile. While he was once very active on social media, there hasn't been much recent activity from him. However, sometime in 2023, he was featured on an episode of Gas Monkey Garage with Richard. During the 32-minute video, the two reminisce on their love-hate relationship from the past. He revealed he now works at Dallas Customs and Classic, focusing on hot rods. He's even become somewhat of an expert in installing AC units in classic cars. Scott, on the other hand, went back to Scott Rod Garage, a metal fabrication and custom build business he created back in 2011. He has been documenting his fabrication journey on his YouTube channel until he suddenly stopped posting about 5 years ago. While his YouTube channel looks deserted, Scott frequently posts on his Instagram page. He's still pretty much in the business as he shared his recent restoration, a custom build still in the skeleton phase on his Instagram page. Kevin Clark and Jordan Butler both disappeared from the show since it ended and have remained out of the public eye. Hopefully they're both doing well.